Investigation into the committed atrocities is not going to be very straightforward. Who could have information on them, and where and how could it be obtained? Even talking about it to the wrong person could be dangerous for you if Ivanov truly is behind the massacres. While you have been pondering this dilemma, the battles have kept raging on. Government forces have made surprisingly little progress even after conquering the heavy vehicle factory. After some intelligence work, the main reason for this appears to be Nod's Ezekiel's wheel tanks, stealth tanks that perform surgical strikes on bases, harvesters, and vulnerable supplies. Another problem is the surprisingly fast rate of Tiberium growth on communist-controlled territory, which gives the enemy a high amount of Tiberium to harvest for resources. And the third problem is that the communists seem to get significant extra manpower in the form of mercenaries from other ex-Soviet countries. With the enemy in control of the eastern state border, you are unable to stop the flow. You have often been discussing these three issues with Ivanov at the government military HQ. With the help of your most loyal contacts, these meetings have allowed you to conduct careful research into internal government files. There's an archive of communications, both physical and digital mail and reports, between many high-ranking government officials that is kept on a server located in the government tech center. The tech center itself is in a large government base that is situated far from the front line. Infiltrate will hopefully answer your questions. Going there yourself could raise suspicions, so it is safer to send a spy. There's little room for failure. You need the spy to avoid patrols, infiltrate the tech center, fetch the documents from the archive, and escape. This is your best chance of discovering the truth about government involvement in the atrocities. If the spy gets caught, internal security levels will surely be raised within all government-controlled territory. You need to perform investigation of government activities to check whether the atrocities were intentionally ordered by High Command or whether individual units took their own initiative. You know that a tech center in the heart of government territory hosts communications data between different government officials. Infiltrate the tech center with a spy. Once inside, find a terminal that contains the communications data. Copy the data, then get back to the entry point. Avoid dog patrols on the way, they can detect your spy. Objective 1. Infiltrate the tech center and the government base. Objective 2. Grab the communications data from the console. Objective 3. Get back to the car at the entry point. Welcome back to Dawn of the Tiberium Age, Covert Revolt, and welcome to the first mission in the B branch. I did the just following orders branch already. This time things are going to be different. I'm actually going to investigate the atrocities. Got a nice spy here, who's going to tuxedo his way into this government base here. Of course there's going to be dog patrols. Here we've gone to the tech center. Some harvesting going on here as well. You need that. Every base needs to have its own economy. So let's approach base from this path here. We could go via the field here, but probably not a great idea, especially with the harvesters being around, because I can still accidentally crush the spy, even if I don't truly detect the spy. Okay, let's maybe get going here. Because before we infiltrate the government center, this is not Age of Empires 1, the tech center, let's infiltrate the radar. Who knows what the radar yields. Okay, but now no further delays. Let's go.
First objective met.
Here we go. This building is big on the inside, of course. Maybe it's like the Palace of the Republic in Romania. I visited that while back. It's a gigantic building. I think it was the largest building in the world at the time where it was constructed. Only from materials found in Romania, which was a really bad idea because it meant you had to get like difficult to get materials like copper from, I think, other structures. Oh, someone here got executed, of course. Very spacious building. I think now there's like a Chinese government building that's larger than the Palace Republic. But still pretty big. Like they're still not utilizing all of the structure because it's just too big. Also apparently they choose pink as the color for the carpets in some rooms because it's not really part of the flags of a lot of countries. Whereas it's like red or green, blue, white, etc. Those are all like commonly used colors. Well, let's see what we have here. This guy is moving. Oh, so what we have here is a dog. Go. Run, run, run. Okay. Let's hide in this room here, which just contains panels and like a console or generator, actually. I bet. Thought it was maybe a computer. Like a 70s computer that actually needs a room of this size here. Well, then again, maybe in the 70s it didn't. Maybe like 50s and 60s. Anyway. Someone kindly used a flare there, which is probably not a great idea if you're inside the building, but I don't know. I'm not a flare expert, and this building here is pretty big, after all. Equipment, yeah, I suppose that's correct. Here we go. It's not too many dogs. This is manageable. The scientist here looks enthusiastic. Oh snap, we've got a memory card here. Probably holds a whole 512 kilobytes. Here we go. So let's trail this dog patrol here, which I think goes in a full circle, so we should be fine. And let's get back to the car. Okay, all good here. I wonder if there's something else in the building. But we already did the radar, so I think we should be good here. These corridors are probably mainly there to give you a hiding spot in case the dogs come after you. Okay, so there's dogs coming from here as well. I don't like that. Okay. Might have to hide here then. That's fine. I can do that. Yeah.
Agreed. At once. Very well. Very well. Of course.
Okay. Almost there. And no dogs inside. Just a pillbox here. Like the execution pillbox, I assume. And here we go.
Yes, sir,
Okay, time to bail. Have to assign a new group number here to the spy because, or could, because technically a different unit.
Very well. Agreed. Of course.
Alright, should be good now. Just get all the way over here, hide in the forest. Then let's get back to our car here.
Of course.
And that will be it for this mission. Oh, we've got helicopters here as well, or orcas possibly. Are they actually going to land here? No, they're just crossing. Here we go.
Mission accomplished.
That wasn't too bad. 44%. Why is it over 100%? I don't know. Thought I did everything right. Also 6 units lost there. Who knows how that happened. Thanks for watching and I shall see you next time. The communication data you gathered was vast. There was no quick way to go through it all. Dozens and dozens of pages of letters and reports. But finally, after spending many sleepless nights on them, the situation seemed clear. The highest military leadership has been told to neutralize any civilian that could potentially side with the communist movement. Civilians who seemed unlikely to change their mind to cooperate with Ivanov's government were to be especially targeted. Only Ivanov himself wielded power for giving this kind of order. Troika has not executed this order very efficiently, which is not surprising from him. But Troika has not been completely passive. He has given his subordinates total freedom to loot and destroy the homes of any potential dissidents. Thus, while individual soldiers are involved, Ivanov and his government can be seen as responsible for the slaughters. Your next steps will have to be prepared carefully.